Should Lance kill this darling? I don't know. Maybe. Let's talk about it. Lance has already done two things right in that he's seeking opinions from different kinds of people, a writing coach or a writing teacher, and beta readers to figure out whether or not he should be leaving a certain element in his story. But he's getting every writer's least favorite thing, which is contradictory opinions. And I can see both sides of this one. There's a side in which, look, a lot of us just try to do too much. Sometimes we put too much in our stories, or sometimes we spend a little bit too long sort of luxuriating in a beat or a certain element of the story. We spend a little bit too much time there because it's the thing we're really looking forward to getting to write, or because it's a particular dynamic we really enjoy. But it could be that it's having a detrimental impact on the story or a characterization, or particularly the pacing. If pacing is the problem, especially, then really trimming is often our best solution. But on the flip side, when we cut a little bit too close to the bone to try to make a certain word count or to get our story to read at absolute rocket ship pacing, we run the risk of taking away all of those quieter moments where our readers really get to know and connect with our characters. One of the complaints that I know a lot of readers and writers have about the way that modern traditional publishing works is a lot of stories get trimmed too close to the bone, and we don't have the same depth of connection, and we don't get to read the same kind of fun interactions that we do in longer works. The unfortunate non-answer that's the only real answer to this is that you are ultimately the only person who can make this decision. You're going to have to weigh the feedback that you got from your writing coach and from beta readers and from other folks who take a look at your work and decide whether or not that darling is really helping or hindering what you are trying to do with that story. From a personal angle, I've made editorial decisions about my work, and I've had beta readers go, "Oh God, no, don't take that out," because they loved the scene. But darlings aren't like evil. A lot of times they're darlings because we love them and because they're really good. They just don't quite fit. Maybe they would work better as a bonus chapter or bonus content or a lead magnet or a gift that you could give to newsletter subscribers. On the flip side, I've also had critique partners or editors say, "Hey, I think this needs to come out. It's not working." But the reason why it's not working isn't because it's a darling or because it needs to come out, but because I was trying to do something with that chapter and not really hitting the mark. And what I actually ended up needing to do was to revise it, or to revise around it to make sure that that arc or that story element came through a lot clearer. And once I did, that chapter fit in and no longer needed to be cut according to these feedback partners. I am afraid that only you are able to make that judgment in your own work, but I do hope that this gave you some helpful food for thought as you make that decision.